Hi, I'm Heredin, and this is my Grand Exchange UIM series. I created this game mode to make the fun of UIM accessible to a wider audience. I'm exploring this game mode from the beginning to the end game, exploring new and unique methods along the way. This is GEUIM. Okay, here is the level I recommend getting for anyone starting a new account, 76. This is the level for the Zulrah shortcut and makes trips way easier. Okay, hopefully this doesn't tick up. Yeah, it didn't look like it did. This is gonna be about, well, I can just examine it. 2.3 mil. Very nice. Way better than a recolor. Okay, 3 more beginner clues. Garbage, garbage, yeah. Alright, Monkey Madness one time. Okay, I got a beginner clue off of one of these spiders. I had no idea that could happen. And looks like I'm keeping the clue. Okay, this part of the quest is kind of hilarious, turning into a monkey to get into the zoo. But apparently the lore is the Grigories only work because of magic on Ape Atoll. So this is a plot hole. Okay. Do demons have 3 fingers? If all demons have 3 fingers, I've literally never noticed it before. Just now, I've done a million demon tasks. Actually, I'm gonna look this up. Yeah, look at this. Black demon, 3 fingers. I've literally never noticed that before. There's Monkey Madness 1 done. This quest had no inventory or no banking based challenges, so I kind of zoomed through it, but it needs to be done. Okay, I think most people focus on strength and HP when you get the training here, but I do attack and defense. That's because they've released 55 attack weapons. I forget what they're called, but they're from Varlamore, and no one can remember what anything from Varlamore is called. But they're pretty good. They're comparable to a D-Skim at 55 attack. Okay, here's some UIM content. These 2 items, the amulet and the Grigri, are untradeable, and they are unstorable, at least before Monkey Madness 2 is completed. So, I'm going to drop them, and I'm going to have to make them again for the next quests. Okay, 1 scorpion casket. I really gotta stop doing these. Okay, while I still have very few untradables, really just the book and the cloak, I'm gonna do another quest where you have to empty your inventory and what you're carrying, so next is Fremy Trials. I really should start checking quest requirements and not just assuming I have all of them. Okay, actually, maybe I can use a pie here. Hold on. Okay, let's see if this works. Hell yeah. Odd that you're using a knife on wood and it's not considered fletching, but whatever, it works, I'm happy. In case you don't know, this guy, Koshi the Deathless, is actually a Majorat that shapeshifted into a Fremennik and has amnesia. So he actually thinks he's a Fremennik, so he just lives here now. So, does anyone else, whenever they see someone skulled, right-click them just to see if they're on a PvP world? Because I always do that. I think I recorded this clip already, but I was muted. I'll go over it again. There's Fremy Trials done, and there's a bunch of XP and a bunch of different skills that I went by too fast, but 45 defense gets me the Berserker Helm, which is my best in slot, and it will be for a while. Okay, after the quest, I have nothing on and no money, so I'm going to try a method I thought up to see if this is a very fast way to get to the GE. Okay, so I'm going to get an inventory of bronze axes from the woodcutting tutor, and then I'll sell these axes 5 at a time, and then hop worlds. Okay, after selling all of these axes, I have just not enough money for a chronicle, so I guess I'll pickpocket for a bit. I'm 55 thieving, and I failed a level 1 thieving check. Amazing. And now, if I trade Diango... Oh, no, I thought it was 250. What is it? 300. Okay, I'll just walk to the GE. This didn't work. Well, now that I've done Monkey Madness 1, it's time. Or I guess it's not yet time. Give me a sec. There we go. It's time to sell the Addy set and buy a rune set. There we go. let's unpack this. And full rune. About time. So these, they're called the sulfur blades. I thought they had some crazy name, but these things are 55 attack, and they are comparable to a D-skim. They're only 2 strength lower. So that's why I picked attack in Monkey Madness 1, and that's why I'm going to be training attack first. Okay, this is why it was good to do all that agility and fletching to get insane money. Now, because I am a filthy Grand Exchange user, I can buy a Berserker ring right away. That is more expensive than I thought. Can I even... No, I have to put in some weird manual value. Okay, plus 4 strength. Just like that. I'm going to imbue this, like, probably a while from now. I'm planning to just AFK up some levels, so low-level Nightmare Zone, or whatever level I'm at. Yeah, I guess low-level. Low-level Nightmare Zone is actually extremely terrible, as many of you know. So I'm going to be doing crabs until Nightmare Zone becomes tolerable. My cape for the AFK grind will be the old orange cape. I'm bringing them back. And if I can remember where they are, my boots will be the bare feet. Hell yeah. Look at that. Classic look. My original plan was to do the giant bosses, you know, farm keys for them, and do Scurious and other low-level content while I'm still low-level. But the problem with that is being low-level sucks. So I'm just going to AFK. I'm still going to do those bosses. I'm going to get them done early while I'm still relatively low-level, but I'm not going to do it with 40 and 50 stats. Okay, so I just got a ton of levels, and I forgot Rune Full Helm is not even close to the best thing I can get. I just did the quest to get the Berserker Helm, so I'm going to sell off a bunch of stuff and see if I can get it. Okay, it's not really the biggest loss to not get this right away, because I actually couldn't have gotten it with the money I had. So I had to sell the caskets I got. They were 2k each. So yeah, plus 3 strength. Hell yeah. Okay, I got 60 attack, 70 strength, which means I can start the defender grind. But I didn't exactly feel like doing that yet, so I started the mage grind with my 20k mind runes. The only problem is airstrike is about 13.5k XP per hour, and I assumed because the max hit is now 8, the same as fire strike, it would be the same as fire strike, but it's like almost half as bad, or half as good. So I'm going to sell some stuff and go to fire strike. I might have overestimated how many strength potions I needed by about 6 times. Okay, it looks like I have nowhere near enough money for all the air runes, so it's finally time to sell the dragon axe. Now I should have still not enough. Okay, that should be pretty good. And this is why you get early farming before you start combat. Tithe farm minigame teleport. I can go right back to crabs without having to do any, buying skills necklaces or walking there. Okay, so my bond ran out while I was AFKing, so I may as well show you the method I used to put bonds on this account. First step, I'll buy a rune plate or something else I can't afford to put all my money into the Grand Exchange. Then I trade over about 20 mil, which happens to be in platinum tokens on my other account. I convert these first, and then I just buy a bond, and I trade over the leftover money back to my main. That way I can skip out on the bond conversion cost. What does this guy want? Apparently he didn't want anything. So I abort the rune plate body offer. I get my money back without contaminating it from money from another account. And I just leave the leftover money on the ground because I don't care about 700 on a non-restricted account. Okay, I just looked away for a second and I missed it, but there's 55 magic. And I'm going to need high alchemy. Well, I guess I won't need it, but it'll be really nice for killing the Cyclopses to get the defenders. Okay, I just missed another one. I was not even close. But that's 59 magic. That means my, where is it? Air or wind blast. Thought it was air blast. My Wind Blast gets another max hit, which means at Barrows I can hit 24s with a spell that costs death runes that I don't have to charge at a stupid underground pass. So that's pretty cool. I've been doing some agility. So I didn't show you any actual agility, but I have the marks to prove it. So I'm going to trade in these marks for Amylase and then sell some of my melee gear, not the bare feet though. And I will do the next part of my plan. I will go into the wilderness eventually, but first, Moss Giants. Oh, and also the medium clue is not part of the plan, or easy clue. That's also not part of the plan, so he will live on the ground. It's good to have higher magic, because I can just buy nature runes, and then alch the stuff, so I don't have to sell it and wait for it. And I can get a bit more money than I would selling it, and mage XP. Okay, when I hit collect, I will have 600k. That's way more than I was expecting. And here's all the gear I'm buying for Moss Giants. Okay, last thing, 5k more mind runes. And once that buys, I'll have everything. So this is my Moss Giant setup. I'm going for 5 keys for the combat achievements. Okay, as I walk to Moss Giants, I'm going to explain my plan. Basically, I'm not officially a UIM, so I can't death pile, which means wilderness content means if I get killed, I lose everything. So I'm going to try to do as much wilderness content as I can in phase 1. So I'll try Mage Arena 1, see if I get the mage for Mage Arena 2. And I'll finish off the combat achievements on a bunch of different bosses. And phase 2 will be much later. It'll be when I'm basically psychologically ready to lose a rune pouch to some random guy in Black D'hide. So I'm going to try to get as much done as possible in the first stage. So that's why I'm training magic higher. And I may as well go to Moss Giant so I can get 50% more damage and better XP while getting the 5 Mossy keys for the Bryophyta CAs. Okay, first trip done. I am over double the drop rate for a key, and I am still at 0 keys. But I got a beginner clue, so it might make up for it. Okay, sold off all the loot, and now here's the casket. So I have an idea. I'm gonna sell this Mystic and sell this Berserker ring. Let's go. And once this buys, I'm going to switch out my mage gear because I can eke out another max hit. Okay, with these Elder Chaos robes and this Mystic staff, I'm going to be at 3 magic damage with the robes, and I look way cooler. And with the staff, it doesn't show here, but it gives 10% magic damage. So that'll eke out another max hit. So I'll be up to 13 against Moss Giants. Oh my god, I finally got one. What's the KC on that? 297. Okay, pray they start rolling in now. Okay, a bit faster trip, and I got another Mossy key. And I have a beginner casket. Let's see how bad this is. Yeah. Not even 1k. Okay, I think for this account I'm going to prioritize getting CAs done. Largely because with the hard CAs, you get 8 points per trip on a boat at pest control, which is amazing. It'll speed up that grind. And Void is something I can store in my house and is just generally good. So it would make sense to do that. Also, I generally like CAs. I don't like speedrunning CAs where you have to Ruby Bolt spec and reset. And Ruby Bolt spec and reset 100,000 times to get one CA. But I generally like them. I think they give an interesting challenge to the game, keep things fun. There are a lot of CAs out in the wilderness, so I should prioritize while I don't have a rune pouch going out there, as I said before. So that's basically my plan after these stupid giant bosses. Alright, I did about half an inventory because I had to step away, so I went back to AFKing. But now that I'm back, I did my beginner clue, and well, at least I don't have to go to the GE for that. That's okay. Another trip, another clue. Yikes. Okay, this is insane. I said in a Twitch chat, I'm killing Moss Giants for 5 keys. And this guy said he was gonna get me. He's gonna find me. And it's the next day now, and he found me. He actually did it. Amazing. Oh my god, I actually got something, and I forgot to hit record. Guthix Rune Scimitar Ornament Kit. I have no idea if I can store this in my house. I gotta look it up. By the way, out of the 3 main gods, Guthix is by far the best if you know the lore. Look at that. Very nice. I might even use it for the free-to-play giant boss kills, so it actually has some use. Okay, so will this work? Yeah, I saw it in there. Okay, another thing stored. Actually, the only thing I have stored in here for now. Nice. Okay, as I play this very out of order crab B-roll, I'm going to say thanks for watching, and next episode we enter the wilderness, so I'll see you there.